Hi, Bernie here again to continue on our sixth day, part one, and this is part two of part one. We come to the act of creation of people, and that is in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27. And let me read that. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Now, dominion is an unusual word. It means responsible stewardship. Responsible stewardship? Man, there's a lot of people I know that aren't responsible and they don't have good stewardship. But that's what God said. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. What? We have dominion over the bugs and spiders and ugh. Yes, that's what God said. God said we are the epic. We are the top rung of creation. We're over all those things. So God created man in his own image, verse 27 says, in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Right off the bat, he said he created male and female. Notice that God said, let us make man. This us instead of me. Now God could have said, let me make man. No, 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 no. He said us. This implies that there's more to God than meets the eye. God also said, our image, our likeness. In Genesis 1:1, God was referred to as Elohim in the Hebrew language. And Elohim is a plural expanded form to signify his deity. Hebrew scholars had always maintained, when confronted with this, that this was because of the immensity of God. Well, I agree with them. God is certainly immense. He's indescribably immense. It's like I said on that first day, mind-blowingly immense. It's beyond our comprehension. But I maintain, along with other scholars, that this plurality hints to God being a triune God. We also hinted at this when we covered verses 2 to 5, where we have God, the Creator, the Holy Spirit hovering upon the waters, and the Word which was spoken by God. Man is made in the image of God. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means several things. If we read it and reread it, yes, we notice something very, very different about man compared to animals. Man is triune in nature. Triune. He's made of three parts: body, soul, and spirit. Body, soul, and spirit. Another aspect of being in the image of God is that we were created to be highly creative. See, God was creator and he built us into his image. He was creative. I'll tell you something. We certainly are creative. We have creative imaginations. We even create things creatively. And one example of this would be a chair. Now I'm sitting on a chair that is like an office stool, and beside me is a chair from my mother's dining room set. My mother's dining room set has 3 legs to that chair, and yet it's comfortable and it's firm and you can sit in it. Then you've got other chairs. And if you look around, there are so many varieties of chairs. As a matter of fact, when you look at different chairs in different buildings, I dare say you could probably find over 2 million variations of a chair. Come on. A chair is a chair is a chair, isn't it? Oh no. We have to be creative enough to make each one different. Wow. That is because we were made in the image of God. Wow. Being created in the image of God made man distinct from all created creatures and plants. Let me repeat. People were created. We did not evolve. If we evolved from the apes, how come the apes are still in existence? See, evolution teaches that when you move up the ladder and become a different species, the other one dies out. Well, we've got all of them. We got monkeys, we got chimpanzees, we got apes, orangutans, gorillas, and we have human beings. Now, the monkeys and the apes and the gorillas are considered primates. Well, I don't consider people, primates. We exclusively walk on our hind legs. We stand erect. We're not knuckle crunching on the ground and dragging our knuckles on the ground like an ape or a monkey. We are human beings created in the image of God. Man was the last of the creation. Man was distinct in that God gave man dominion over certain parts of his creation. In other words, he put man in charge of certain parts of his creation. Unfortunately, some people aren't in charge. They worship these things. That's not what man was meant for. Mankind was to exercise dominion over sea animals, over flying animals, over the earth, and over the domestic animals. You know what? There are 2 things missing from this, from what was created before. You know what God left out of what we were supposed to be head over? He left out the wild animals, beasts of the earth, and he left out the oceans, the seas. Clearly, there was a distinct separation between domestic and wild animals. And not surprisingly, science is now proving that to be true. Folks, we were created to be different, to be in the image of God. And some of us aren't handling it very